Hi, I'm Camden Morris.
And I'm Kat DeRocha.
And you're watching the Vision News Network. Welcome to the midterm edition of VNN.
It's been a semester full of on-campus events so far. Earlier in October, the second Hope Summit took place. And in September, Belmont held its 22nd annual Humanities Symposium.
This year's topic, humor.
Speakers from 6 universities, including Belmont, spoke about how humor related to their fields of study.
One seminar highlighted humor and art, featuring the Belmont and Lipscomb professors who co-curated the show.
Why did the bison cross the boulevard? To curate an art show on the other side. Belmont professor Thomas Sturgill and Lipscomb's director of the School of Art and Design, Rocky Horton, collaborated to put together an exhibition about the relationship between humor and art. Titled The Show You Are About to See, the exhibit is currently on display in Gallery 121 in the Lewis Center for the Visual Arts, featuring work from a variety of artists. It also has an abundance of mediums, including collage, sculpture, textile, sketches, and video.
So yeah, the show is a exploration of humor and art. It is, I would say it's more about using humor for deriving meaning from. It's really work about humor versus like funny artwork.
So the whole show is really about artists who are using humor as a means to create content in their work. And so the work in the show is intentionally very funny, but it's not just funny. There's also really interesting and I think sometimes even profound messaging that's in the work. But the first thing is the joke, right? And so it is an intentionally humorous exploration of art.
The show is a part of the Humanities Symposium taking place at Belmont this week. Sessions run through Friday, all centered around humor and the ways we use it.
Really the power of humor in general is to talk about difficult things, right? Comedians are the only people in the world who get to say whatever they want and we let it slide, you know? And I think art that uses humor often does it with this really complex meaning, but they're opening a gateway for you to come in through the joke.
The more I've studied this, the more I've kind of dove into it. It's less about laughing and more about understanding and structure. It's about things being unexpected and trying to resolve that in the viewer. It's funny how many things I think are funny that are not laugh out loud funny now.
One piece that might catch the eye, or rather ears of viewers, is the video playing on the far side of the room.
The rim shot drum video is one of the key works in the show. So have it be the culmination of the show, the thing you get to last is was one of those kind of defining design choices.
Like we want it to be projected, to have it on the wall. And also we were very particular about it has to play out loud, like the sound, like there's no headphones. Because the joke for us is that when you're in the space, every conversation you're having has this like rim shot to it, right? It's also not at regular intervals. So it's sort of punctuating whatever conversation's going on, but with indiscriminately, like you can't work around it, you can't guess it.
It's the perfect balance of annoying and hilarious to me. I walk in the building and I hear it and smile every time. And I think that's just a run-on joke. It's exactly what it needs to be. And it's just the punchline in some ways. It's just the highlight and not any of the other stuff. It's just fun.
I talked with 2 students from the Watkins College of Art to get their opinions on the exhibit. I also wanted to see how the exhibit influenced a photography project centered around humor that they are currently working on for a class.
Like a lot of it doesn't read as humor right away as much as it is just like quirkiness and things out of place or recontextualized in a way that's supposed to be funny.
It really shows humor in everyday lives, and we all got to be inspired by it at some point, as well as taking our own point of view and our own thoughts. But I think that the photo team can take it in its own unique way by bringing it into photography instead of man-made, hand-working other mediums of art.
It broadened our conception of what could be funny, and then also like a gallery doesn't have to be just a serious space.
Wow, I've never thought of a gallery as being a space for humor.
Another project getting attention recently is a student documentary on North Nashville.
The documentary was completed in May, but it's still making headlines.
Belmont University's documentary, Exit 207, The Soul of Nashville, won the student short film category at the Nashville Film Festival. We spoke to the director and the faculty advisor about their experiences taking home the award.
So to be recognized by the Nashville Film Festival and the International Black Film Festival and being selected, I mean, it means the world to me. It gives me satisfaction in that people believe in me and my work, but also that, the topic, it's important. I couldn't be here without that crew, without those researchers, without the professors.
It is a culmination of so many degrees, of so many classes, of all the professors who've taught students across campus to really lean into storytelling and documentaries and our community.
The students from various programs, including journalism, video production, and honors, found a compelling story in North Nashville and the impact that an interstate had on a predominantly African-American neighborhood.
When we knew we wanted to do something in social justice, we really focused on Jefferson Street specifically, but gathering interviews and collecting data and stuff, it wasn't until we interviewed Lorenzo Washington that we really decided this was our story here.
It's a lot of the music history, the culture, everything that's happened in North Nashville since the interstate came through, Interstate 40.
One focal point in the documentary is the effects of gentrification in that neighborhood, as well as the city as a whole. During an abbreviated public screening of Exit 207 on September 26th, we had the chance to talk to Nashville's mayor, Freddie O'Connell, about the local government's role in city planning.
So much of the gentrification happens without any interaction with city government. If somebody were to buy my house, for instance, they could immediately go put a couple of tall and skinnies on it. They wouldn't have to do anything but go get a building permit. We can do really great projects so that we can at least ensure we're creating some long-term affordable housing too, which is much needed in parts of the community. We also need to keep engaging the Black business community and continue to perpetuate opportunities there. I think you need to attack it not just from the creation of new housing and retention of existing housing where you can, but also scenarios like this where you've got a group of Black vendors that can then eventually grow into successful bricks and mortar establishments along corridors like Jefferson Street.
It's important to bring these stories to light and to kind of reflect on the past, because if you don't look back, you can't look forward in the future.
After this win, the documentary will be entered in a variety of other film festivals across the country. For VNN, I'm Matt Sinofsky. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Best wishes to the team and its upcoming competitions. And speaking of competitions,
Next up, let's have a look inside the O'Moore and Watkins College's 2023 Collaborative Design Competition.
The O'Moore College of Art and Design and the Watkins College of Art hosted their second annual Collaborative Design Competition. Running from August 25th to September 1st, students from 6 different classes competed against each other in groups of 4. The prompt for this year's competition? A 5-step unboxing experience. And what exactly are they unboxing? Food. Specifically, chips, pickles, cookies, and soup. To get an idea of being in this competition, we followed one group's journey throughout the week. Starting off, the group had to decide what theme it wanted for the project.
Our unboxing will be a treasure chest where the judges will have to find the puzzle pieces, assemble them, and then they'll get the code for the lot to unlock the final part of the chest and then eat their pickles. We're mainly just painting today. So we're gonna paint the chest and then paint the puzzle pieces. And we're gonna make the puzzle into like a pirate style map to make it fit the theme with the treasure chest.
And with the end of day 1, day 2 brought in the finer details.
Currently, I'm working on just painting the outside of the chest because we bought a chest from Michael's. And so I'm just making it look like sort of ancient and weathered. Ava is currently working on the puzzle portion. Mikkel is currently working on just concept sketching of what the map is going to look like on the puzzle. I've been looking at like what other people are doing. I've seen some people who actually like custom built their own chest or their own wooden box. And I was like, okay, I'm a little afraid now because what if our pre-made chest is not going to be as good?
The group placed its final touches on day 3.
Today we're hoping to finalize the paintings on the puzzle map.
After finishing the project, contestants created videos showcasing their visions and inspirations for its unboxings.
We were thinking since we have like a treasure chest, our theme might be abandoned treasure or like lost treasure, and we thought like having the sandy background would be really nice.
The competition ended with a reception and award ceremony that Friday. Professors Dan Bronner and Sherry Fox, as well as guest judge Sam McCullough, unboxed the top 5 projects from all of the teams. Despite its best efforts, the crew did not make the top 5.
However, Susanto said she relished the time spent working on the project.
I'm slightly disappointed, but at the same time, all of the winners definitely did deserve winning because I saw theirs and I was just like super blown away. And a part of me was like, I was really confident at first, but that was just because I didn't see anybody else's project beforehand. But I just had a really good time doing the project and everything.
As for the group taking home the proverbial trophy, Lucy Beal and Caitlin Hicks packaged their cookies in a yarn log.
Chose to use an Oreo, and we wanted to talk about like how the hardness of the Oreo kind of contrasts in color with like the soft middle, and part of like the different layers is the crocheted portion which she made, and then it kind of contrasts with the darker colored hard like shell on the inside.
It feels good. It feels kind of crazy. I didn't think that we did that amazing.
I think it felt good just because we only had 2 members on our team, just because of the way that like some kids were dropping classes, some kids dropped out of school, and so kind of against all odds, we won.
For VNN, I'm Maya Burney. Thanks for watching.
If only all of our food came packaged like that.
Seriously.
Now, let's get back to the news.
One constantly evolving story for years now has been construction on campus.
At the beginning of the semester, VNN's Katie Beth Cannon checked in on the projects being worked on over the summer.
Belmont has been hard at work making changes to its campus since students left last spring. Several projects have finished, which students can now enjoy, and a new one has broken ground. So, let's take a look at some of these changes to campus. After over a year and a half of work, the Jack C. Massey Center is now open for business. Quite literally in the case of the Bruin Shop and Bruin Bites, the dining option on the first floor. The upper floors will host the Office of Admissions, faculty offices, classrooms, and several other organizations and offices, such as the Belmont Data Collaborative. And as one project ends, another begins. Site clearing for Caldwell 2, a new residence hall with a capacity of over 700 students, began over the break. The construction closed the north entrance to the Threlkill parking garage. In addition, blasting for the project will resume after being paused for move-in. To steer clear of the site, a new sidewalk route has been added to get to Caldwell Hall, number 1. Belmont's other new building, the Thomas H. Frist College of Medicine, continued to advance over the summer. It is scheduled to be finished in the spring. However, in October, we can expect the completion of renovations to the Vince Skill Room, an event space attached to the Curb Event Center. Finally, some modernization came to Wright and Pembroke halls over the summer with the addition of new heating and cooling systems. Residents can now say goodbye to the old and window units. It's truly been a busy summer for Belmont, and we're looking forward to what the new semester will bring. For VNN, I'm Katie Beth Cannon. Thanks for watching.
Thanks, Katie Beth. After weeks of blasting for Caldwell 2, it seems like the digging is nearing its end and work on the foundation is starting.
Also, the old bookstore has been adapted to be a new space, primarily for architecture students, but it also has room for other disciplines.
Thank you for watching VNN's mid-semester broadcast.
To bring this broadcast to a close, it's time for an office concert featuring Belmont band, the Mountain Babes.
But before you go, make sure to stay up to date with all the campus news over at belmontvision.com.
For VNN, I'm Kat DeRocha.
And I'm Camden Morris. Here's the Mountain Babes.
Hi, I'm Jane. This is Sophia on guitar, Abby on bass, Andrew on drums, Caro on guitar. We're Mountain Babes, and this is our Belmont Vision office concert.